Hello folks, this is Art again. Welcome to the next episode on my Jaguar XJR EV conversion project. Today I'm working on a battery box, but before we talk about this, little information about the modules themselves. So I have chosen BMW modules for the project, and so these are pretty interesting modules that are found in late BMW plug-in hybrid vehicles, primarily 530e and 740e models. So each module is configured as a 16S, which gives you roughly 60 volt nominal voltage of the module. So let me show you what it looks like inside. So as you can see, 16 modules with BMS leads permanently attached, welded to the cells. The outer shell of the battery is very durable, constructed out of this aluminum plates and extrusions to keep all the cells compressed together and prevent expansion. Okay, let me cover this for safety reason. Each of those modules is meant to be used with the individual BMS. And those BMS, they can be either attached at the top, they just clip on the top of the module, or in front. So in my configuration, I want to make this battery box as short as possible, so I decided to install those modules up front. And there's another connector in each BMS modules to daisy chain all the modules in a pack together. So this basically what made those interesting for me is that you can make your battery pack modular. What I mean is, with the 6 of those modules, you achieve full running voltage of the electric vehicle, which is roughly 360 volts, pretty common for modern electric vehicles now. And given the limited capacity, or as far as the capacity, each of these modules is roughly 1.5 kilowatt hours. So 6 modules combined together into 360 volt gives you just under 10 kilowatt hours, which is not a whole lot, but it's more than enough to get your vehicle going, and it's enough for short trips or testing. And advantage is that you can then keep adding more of those packs without the fear of basically going out of balance between the cells, because you just use the entire package together. You just keep adding more packages in parallel, and they are going to be managed separately. So basically you use all 6 modules as a set. So in my first configuration, I am planning for having 2 sets of 6, which 12 battery packs together in parallel to maintain the voltage. So those battery packs are meant to be actively cooled. In the original BMW application, they have pretty sophisticated cooling system using the refrigerant and AC compressors, which helps them to maintain very low temperatures on those modules, and it's very important during hot weather. So obviously I'm not going to be able to match that, and I'm not going to do anything crazy as far as the cooling. So at least in the initial version I am going to use more passive cooling. So that's why I chosen this heavy gauge. It's a half-inch aluminum plate to act as a passive heatsink for the battery modules. And I'm basically gonna sandwich this between two layers of the modules. The modules are gonna be attached by those spikes, those M7 threaded rods. And here's how it's gonna work. So both layers are going to be held by those studs. So as you can see, one layer hanging from the bottom and one layer on the top. So this will give me pretty compact, very flat box with nearly 20 kilowatt hours, and this is the one that's going into engine compartment. I'm building this as a somewhat modular construction, and I'm gonna weld it all together. It's gonna be basically two layers, the top layer and the bottom shell. And shell is gonna be made out of aluminum profiles, which I had made at the local machine shop. They did really excellent job bending those. This is also heavy gauge aluminum sheet. It's a little bit over 2 millimeters, and the way it's gonna work is this. So that's the bottom shell, and on the top I'm going to use this C-shape profile. So let me clamp it all together. Okay, something like this. Oh, maybe another smoke clamp here for the time being. Okay, so why two different shapes? It's because the lower portion of the box I'm trying to make as narrow as possible, because I got a couple of components in the engine bay that are getting in the way. Like one of them is the steering rack. It's getting slightly in the way, so that doesn't seem like a big difference, but overall it's going to be roughly 1.5 inches between the bottom and the top, and that's, for me, it's significant. And so the upper portion of the box can be a little bit wider, so I'm going to have some room on the sides, which I can use to run some wires. So again, 6 modules at the top, 6 at the bottom, aluminum shell all around, and top and the bottom cover, and the box is gonna be mounted on the sides to the frame of the car. And that's about it for today. I got much more work to be done. I got a few more holes to be drilled and tapped, and then I'm gonna have to trim those modules and attach them all together. I haven't decided exactly yet how I'm gonna do this. There's a couple of options. I could bolt them together, I could use some rivets, or I could weld them together, although welding might be a little bit challenging because these are anodized panels, and there's gonna be a lot of cleaning involved to get good welds on those. So I'm not sure which way I'm gonna go, but we will see. So anyways, I will show you guys when I'm done with the fabrication of all the components, and when I put everything together to show you what it looks like. So until next time.